Welcome. Thank you for watching our videos on how to file for divorce in DC. If you have marital property or debt that you want the court to divide, you need to complete a form called Attachment A, Required Information for Marital Property and/or Marital Debt, and file it with your complaint for divorce. In this video, we will walk you through how to complete this form. You can get a copy of the form by clicking the link in the video description. Now that you have the form, we can get started. At the top of the page, print the name of the plaintiff and defendant. If you filed the complaint for divorce to start the case, you are the plaintiff. Your spouse is the defendant. Put your name on the line for plaintiff and your spouse's name on the line for defendant. The spaces next to the words DRB and judge can be left blank. The court clerk will fill out that information when you file your case. On the first line of the form under the title, which is Attachment A, fill out your name. Next to it, check the box to indicate if you are the plaintiff or defendant. Now, we will move on to question 1. This question is asking the court to divide the marital property that you and your spouse currently have. Marital property is everything that you and your spouse bought or got while you are married. You have the right to ask the court to split up marital property and decide who gets which property. There are different types of marital property. You might have personal items such as furniture, a TV, or jewelry. Or you might have real property such as a home or land. Lastly, you might have other property, like money in bank accounts, a retirement account, or investments. All of these are marital property if you bought or got them during the marriage. It doesn't matter which spouse bought or got the property. It also doesn't matter who holds the title to the property or whose name it's in. For example, if you bought a car while you were married and put the title in your name only, the car is still marital property. There are some exceptions to this rule, like property that was a gift to just one of you, or property that one of you inherited. You might want to check with a lawyer to see if an exception applies to you. On the form, you can check all the options that apply to you. Check the first option to ask the court to split pension or retirement funds earned during the marriage. Check the second option, if you want to divide real property, such as a home or land bought or improved during the marriage. Check the third option if you want to split personal property like motor vehicles, bank accounts, investment insurance policies, furniture, household items, jewelry, and other items acquired during marriage. You can check the last option if there is other property you want the court to divide. You do not need to have an entire list for the initial filing. If you do not want the court to split marital property, then you can skip this section. Be careful, though. You can't change your mind about marital property after the divorce is final. Question 2 goes through the marital debt you want the court to divide between you and your spouse. Marital debt is any money you or your spouse borrowed during your marriage and still owe. The form gives some examples, like credit card debt or student loans. If you and your spouse have any marital debt, you can ask the court to decide who has to repay that debt, you, your spouse, or both of you. You can check the box next to the type of debt that applies to your situation. In question 2, you can check all the options that apply to your case. Look at the list and see if you and your spouse have any of these debts. These include credit card bills, doctor or hospital bills, school loans, or household bills like your electricity or cell phone bill. Marital debt also includes car loans, mortgages on your house, personal or bank loans, and court judgments. And if you want the court to divide other debt that is not listed, there's an option you can choose that is labeled Other Debt. If you do not want the court's help to divide marital debt, then you can skip this section. Now we will move on to the last section of Attachment A. You need to review and sign the form. If everything you filled out is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief, sign your name on the first line and print your name below it. To e-sign, you can put a backslash, your name, backslash. You do not need to get your signature notarized. On the third and fourth line, you must write an address where the court can send you mail. On the third line labeled Home Address 1, write your house or building number, street name, quadrant, for example, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and any apartment number. On the fourth line labeled Home Address 2, write your city, state, and zip code. If you are afraid that you or your children will be hurt or harassed if you include your address, you can list someone else's address instead. This is called a substitute address. If you do this, check the box that says Substitute Address. Next, fill out the date on the fifth line. Make sure to date the form with the date you completed it. Then fill out your telephone number on the sixth line. Finally, write down an email address that is best to reach you at. That's it for video 4 of this series. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn about how to fill out the child custody attachment form, please watch the next video, Filing for Child Custody, Attachment B. If you want more information about other steps in the divorce process, check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel.